Why hello there friends, it's Emma here, the Bookish Princess. I have a quick but very exciting video for you guys today. So middle grade March is coming up. If you haven't heard of middle grade March, the name kind of says it all. It's a readathon that happens during the month of March where you're encouraged to read some great middle grade literature. I'll make sure I leave the announcement videos linked down below so you can check out all the prompts and details. But in honor of middle grade March, I'm going to be taking part in a read-along. This was organized by the lovely Kate Howe. The book we're going to be reading is Miracles on Maple Hill. Kate invited me and some lovely other booktubers to host this read-along. So we have the lovely Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, Taylor from The Babbling Bee, Mary from Happily Ever After, Stephanie from Mrs. Richards Reads, and also Jess, who is Dickens and Docs over on Instagram. I'm so excited to read this book along with these ladies. It sounds absolutely charming. Miracles on Maple Hill is by Virginia Sorensen. It was published in 1956. It was a winner of the Newbery Medal. It's set after World War II. This family moves away from the city out into the countryside. They rent a farm, which is a maple syrup farm. So I'm actually really intrigued to read that part of the book. It feels like the perfect seasonal read because right now, we're turning over from winter to spring. The father of the family served in the war, so he's kind of recovering from those experiences. So I think this will be a really healing book about family ties set out in the countryside. When I first heard the synopsis, it reminded me a little bit of Little House on the Prairie because they do some maple syrup tapping in that book. I think Laura makes the maple syrup candies in the snow. So the read-along will be going on throughout the month of March. Towards the end of the month, we're going to be doing a Zoom discussion. So if you'd like to join that, you can either send me your email or send any of the hosts your email, and we'd love to see you there. For Valentine's Day, just recently, Kate organized a literary quiz night, and there are a couple familiar faces from the read-along hosts, along with lots of other booktubers. That was just such a fun time. If you haven't caught that video, I'll make sure I link it down below. It's a little chaotic, but we had so much fun finding out our fictional literary boyfriends. Anyway, to get back to middle grade March, since we're here, I thought I would chat about some of my other reading plans for next month, because I've had a couple of some of my childhood favorites that I loved reading growing up that I've been wanting to revisit. So I feel like next month will be the perfect opportunity to do that. I just mentioned Laura Ingalls Wilder, and Farmer Boy has been on my list of books to revisit. I love that cover with all the farm. There's Bright and Star. This is just such a great portrait of Almanzo's life on a farm in New York. Almanzo is Laura Ingalls Wilder's husband. So I just think it's so fun that we have, the whole Little House on the Prairie series is Laura Ingalls Wilder's own childhood, but then talking to her husband, she also wrote a book about his childhood. I visited his farm in New York once. It was actually on a very snowy day, so we didn't get to walk around very much, but it felt very appropriate because this book opens in the snow, but then you do get to see the farm the whole year round. I feel like this will be a fun kind of complement to the Miracle on Maple Hill book as well. And then this other stack I have here that I have mentioned recently is the Little Dancer series. So this is by Lorna Hill. I was missing these books for the longest time. I wanted to reread them, but I couldn't find them, and then they finally turned up. So this is about the Dancy family who live in an old border fortress in Northumberland. The setting is so beautiful. This amazing castle, and one of the daughters dreams of being a dancer. Annette is the main character, but we do get to know her friends and family as well. So I probably won't reread the whole series. The first one, what is the first one in the series? I think it goes Dancing Field, Dancer's Luck, The Little Dancer, and Dancer in the Wings. This has some really lovely illustrations in there. I got the Miracles on Maple Hill book as an ebook, but I'm hoping it will have the original illustrations because those look really beautiful as well. There's a cat getting into just some dessert. And then one last book I'm hoping to get to. I know this isn't really a proper middle grade March TBR because I'm not fitting things in with the prompts, but this book is a new acquisition. It's called Smoky House. It's by Elizabeth Goode. She's one of my favorite authors. This is more of a children's book. So this isn't actually a book that I read growing up. I did read and loved The Little White Horse. That is just so good. And of course, I also love Elizabeth Goode's adult novels. This publisher, Girls Girls Gone By has re-released some of Elizabeth Goudge's children's books. And I recently placed an order with them and I picked up Smoky House. This is a romance of smuggling along the Devon coast during the last century. The Tragudic family of 3 girls and 2 boys who live in the Smoky House Inn at Fairway are caught up in some very strange adventures, dating from the arrival of a mysterious wandering fiddler at the door one summer evening. I love Elizabeth Goudge so much. I've been like slowly reading through the books of hers that I haven't read, but it's like I almost don't want to finish all of them because it's such a treat to have some new to me Elizabeth Goudge to read. But yes, it's so wonderful that this Girls Gone By publishers have re-put out some of her books. And actually there was like a little newsletter that came with my package. And it was talking about like there's a Chalet School series, like other publications of theirs by other authors that sound so charming. So yes, we're only halfway through February, but my March reading plans are already being taken over by children's books and middle grade books. But it should be a fun time. If you're planning to join in for middle grade March, I'd love to hear about some of your reading plans down in the comments, or some of your favorite books that you read when you were growing up, maybe some that you love to revisit. I hope you'll join us for the Miracles on Maple Hill Readalong. We do have the hashtag Miracles on Maple Hill Readalong if you want to share your posts on social media. And if you're interested in the Zoom discussion at the end of the month, just let me or one of the other hosts know. I actually have another read-along going on right now throughout the month of February. I've been reading Leave It to Smith and discussing it with my subscribers in our Discord group. That's been so much fun, and I am planning to do a live stream Leave It to Smith discussion at the end of February. So I hope you'll tune in for that. If you're not yet, make sure you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. As always, I hope you guys have a magical and a bookish day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!